Johnson County Stormwater Management Program has recently gone through a strategic planning process which shifted our focus from addressing stormwater problems on a municipal basis to a watershed basis. Thinking about, maybe I could do something in my city. If your project is down here, further down in the watershed, downstream in the watershed, and I did something upstream to retain some water, it might affect your project in a beneficial way. Doing practices that infiltrate the water, the stormwater, instead of sending it off down a pipe, down the stream, and infiltrating it locally with practices like a bioretention cell, which is native plants, or a rain garden that does it in a very similar way. One project that we participated in recently is to help increase the storage in these ponds at Meadowbrook Park, which is a Johnson County Parks and Rec park in the city of Prairie Village, and just upstream from the city of Overland Park. So by increasing the storage in these ponds, we're able to decrease flooding downstream, and that has helped take some homes out of the floodplain and also some streets out of the floodplain, which improves public safety.
Here at the Tomahawk Creek Wastewater Treatment Facility, I'm going to explain a little bit about one of our new processes called the side stream treatment process. As part of the treatment process, we separate out the liquids from the solids. We take those solids and we run them through large centrifuges. And the centrifuges concentrate the solids at the center and spin the water out. That excess water is what we're treating in this side stream basin. Typically, that load, that side stream as we call it, was sent back to the main biological process where it had to be treated again with large amounts of oxygen from blowers that use a significant amount of energy. Since this process only has very small blowers that are used just for mixing, for a gentle mixing, they don't use nearly the amount of energy as our main biological process does. So the horsepower for these is significantly lower, and we end up seeing a significant amount of energy savings.
Resilient urban forests are incredibly important to Johnson County and the entire Kansas City area. Removing invasive species is critical to make sure we have the next generation of trees in a forest. The park I'm currently standing in, Ernie Miller Nature Center, was the worst case scenario. We had a 116-acre park that was completely choked out by invasive species. You couldn't see 6 feet into this forest. From the edge, bush honeysuckle had overwhelmed the entire landscape. The entire forest had been choked out. To remove bush honeysuckle through this large-scale project where we removed over 400 acres of it, we had to create a bidding process that allowed us to hire conservation contractors that could come back year after year. And it's not just removing something like bush honeysuckle, it's coming back and looking for the seedlings the next year. Spot spraying, using fire on the landscape, and finding multiple ways to keep bush honeysuckle from ever thriving again is really the long-term point of this project. When we have these healthy parks that have a really nice balanced group of native plants, they have adapted to change over hundreds and thousands of years. And instead of having these plants that are kind of hogging all the resources, you have a really well-balanced network of plants and animals working together. And so when we're able to build resilient parks, it allows us to show the community the scale at which we can do this work and do hundreds and hundreds and thousands of acres.